What's up, everybody? This is your girl, EJ.
What's up with my people? And this is your boy, FJ.
You a cheerleader?
I am not a cheerleader.
What's up, everybody? This is your girl, EJ.
What's up with my people? This your boy, FJ.
And we just want to talk.
We just want to talk.
So for the month of February, we will do one of these videos every week. It's a video concerning love, marriage, relationships, and everything in between. So for today's topic, it is why aren't marriages lasting longer like they used to, like our grandparents?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I think a lot of people are trying to get the answer to, because you got so many people now that are in their early 30s, maybe even late 20s that are getting married, and the relationships are just not lasting.
So why do you think marriages aren't lasting like they used to? Because you had your grandparents were married until they both passed away.
Yes.
And so in my grandparents, I have one set of grandparents that have been married for probably 70-ish years.
See, that is huge. Times have changed so much. And you got a lot of people that's, not even a lot of people, a lot of us, we're just microwave. 30 seconds, and if it ain't good, and if it ain't hot, and if it ain't warm in 30 seconds, then I don't want it. And that's how it is when you look at marriages, look at relationships. People are just not standing the test of times. We know marriage is hard. It's work. I was telling you earlier that it's a job.
It is a job.
And I just think people are not holding on. People are not fighting like they were back in the day.
So you feel like people should be warriors of love. You feel like if I want it, I gotta fight for it and make it work.
That's a trick question.
So, because see, I don't think that way. Now I agree that it's a different day and age, and people just kind of leave marriages way easier than they used to. But I don't feel like it's because they're quitters or they're not made to stand the test of time. I think, like I was telling you, it's just different now. Whereas, our grandparents, our grandfather was the head of the household. He was the provider. And so if that meant he had kids across town, another family across town, normally Big Mama wouldn't leave, because this is who takes care of me. This is who provide for me and my children. So where am I go? And so I think that factor is gone. Women weren't allowed to work. They weren't allowed to get education. And so I think all of those things being dissolved have a great effect on relationships and marriages, because I don't have to tolerate it. I don't have to deal with it.
And I'm laughing because as I hear you say that women sat around because Pops was bringing in all the money, ain't no woman sitting around waiting just for you to bring in a check nowadays. Because you got to think, man, like I said earlier, times have changed. Everybody is out here really grinding and getting it. Because with it being 2021, do you know that you don't actually have to get up and go to a physical job anymore? And I'm not talking about to everything that's going on in this world. I'm talking about how you can make money literally from at home. So women are not dependent on the man to bring the check in. They really out here getting it. I will say this, man. If you have a desire to get married, I think you should have a desire to make it work.
But it can't just be your desire.
No, it can't be.
Both of y'all.
Right, it's a team. It's a team. And I don't mean it like that, not just one person. But as a whole, if you guys have a desire to have a marriage, I think you owe it to each other to make it work. And a lot of times it don't work. Because you have a lot of people now that don't even try to make it work.
That's true.
It's like you hurt me, regardless if you meant it or not, regardless of your apology, regardless of what you do to try to make it right. It's like one strike and you're out. So
that's not baseball though, is it?
It's
baseball
not.
Is 3?
That is
3.
whatever you just made it.
Okay. Here's another aspect that people, I feel like, forget when you say, why aren't marriages lasting longer? People have support systems. People can go back home. People don't have to stay in a marriage with you. Some people have mamas and daddies that will gladly welcome them and their grandchildren and help them start over. It's not a life sentence for everybody. For some people, yes, it's not an option. But some people have support systems. And if they don't want to be in a marriage, I don't think it's fair to say fight. And the only reason why I say that is because my parents were married for, I think, maybe 13 years. And my mom stayed for us. But watching my daddy cheat, watching my daddy be, neglectful and not there, and having us around other women, that's not for the children. So you're staying for the children, but we're seeing all of these things that are traumatizing us, that are gonna affect our adulthood and the way we view love and marriage. And you saying you staying for us, and it's damaging to us.
In that situation, I wouldn't say stay.
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like, the standards are higher. I'm not going to tolerate anything. I'm not going to stay and deal with anything. There are still some people that will say, well, let's work it out for the kids. And they hate each other. And I just feel like that is a terrible prison to be in. But I feel like the marriages aren't lasting because it doesn't have to. And I'm all for love. I'm all for marriage. Divorce is not an option for me, unless somebody bring me a DNA test, who's baby. But divorce is that's not something that I'm just like, oh, well, I leave.
But you know what? We have people that says, you know what, I'm out.
And I think it's fair is what I'm saying.
And
I think
it's
that's
just
fair.
that quick. So you got people that put so much weight on having a wedding. You got so many people put so much weight on having the most expensive diamond ring.
That's true.
And
look out, preacher! Come on.
And the marriage is at a 30%.
Now you're talking about compatibility.
That's true.
So you feel like that's another reason why people aren't staying married, because they're not compatible.
Very true. It's very true. I mean, you got so many people are married just because, we look good together.
That's true.
Or because we both got money. Or we even was together in high school and now we're still together 35 years later.
Me and you, both of us fat.
So we're compatible.
Exactly. So that's why we've been here long. So what? Fat people unite. Okay, so far your reasons are people don't fight.
People do not fight.
They marry and they're not compatible.
Let me go back to fighting. Honestly, couples in their late 20s, early 30s, or even early 40s, really do you really see these people really fighting for their marriage? And when I'm talking about the younger generation, because I don't really see it. I see so many people, if they haven't gotten a divorce, they're cheating like they're not even together.
So you keep saying this fight, and I'm here to tell you, we don't have to fight anymore. We don't have to fight. If you hurt me.
So what about the brother?
I didn't say women. I'm saying
you're just saying
period.
Okay.
We don't have to fight. I understand that's how it was. You got to fight for what you believe in. You got to fight for what you want to make. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't fight at all, because marriage itself is a fight. You got two people trying to mesh into one union. Of course, that's a fight.
That's big.
That's a fight, of course, because now I have to compromise the way I feel about this, and now you have to sacrifice what you wanted to do, as far as this goes. So marriage itself is a fight.
And speaking of sacrifice, I think that's another thing that a lot of people don't understand. Once you get married, you do have to sacrifice some things. A lot of people say, man, I'm still going to do what I want to do. I'm still going to come home from the club at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, if that's what I want to do. I'm not saying you can't. And your wife may be okay with that. But at some point, your wife or your husband, because you know you have women that club a little bit more than the husband do. So he may be at home chilling. At some point, your spouse is going to want you at home on that Friday night or that Saturday night, especially when you've worked all week. So that brings about division right there. Mm-hmm. And that's another reason that it could lead to a divorce. So giving up some of the things that you used to do when you were single versus now that you're married, I don't think a lot of people really take that into perspective and pay attention to those things.
I agree. But like I said, I just feel like we're in an age where we don't have to fight anymore. And I know that sounds like something a quitter would say.
Man, it does.
But you got to hear me out.
I do.
I don't have to stay where it hurts me. And I'm not saying we have an argument and it's boom, I'm filing for divorce. I'm not. I think there is a level of trying before it actually gets to fighting for your marriage. For me, I think a lot of it, to me, in the beginning should be, I'm trying to compromise. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. But as far as fighting to make it work, to where I'm gonna stay where it hurts, and I'm gonna stay where I'm not heard, and I'm gonna stay where I'm not understood, and I don't want you to stay if I'm hurting you. You know, if there's no middle ground that says, hey, you're hurting me, can you stop? You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't stop. I don't feel like that's a fight I should have to sign up for. I think if I'm not happy and I've tried, I think that's what I'm missing out when I say I don't have to fight. When I say you don't have to fight anymore, I mean that you've tried. Mm-hmm. Okay. You have tried, and you've done everything within your power. But as far as fighting to keep a marriage with someone that doesn't want to be married,
that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna stop cheating, or that's not gonna get financially educated so that the family can grow. You know, things like that. That if changes aren't made, the family suffers. I don't feel like you should have to fight.
That's true.
For those things.
That's true. I mean, you at an age, you know, most time you get these younger people that's 18, 19-year-olds that stay around because they haven't learned nothing yet. But when you at that age and you in your late 30s, if that ain't something you want to do, if that ain't something that you want to go through, you shouldn't have to go through it.
And you remind me of a good point when you said about age. I feel like another reason why marriages don't last is because we marry too young, and by the time we grow into ourselves,
we want to do the things.
We're different people.
I got you.
Whereas we may have been compatible at 18, we're not compatible at 36. Because at 18, I was a baby. I didn't know who I was as a woman, but now I understand who I am as a woman. And I don't think this works for me. This doesn't benefit me. This isn't going to work. I feel like age has I feel like age is a good factor in that.
Oh, it is. It is. You get this, when you get older, you get to sit back and look at things and say, okay, this is what I want. This is what I don't want. And I'm talking about out of another person. Because when you're young, all you know is you think you in love with somebody, and this is the love of my life.
That's my babe.
And he can't do no wrong. She can't do no wrong. But when you get older, you start seeing those signs that mom and daddy tried to tell you when you were younger. So, great points. Yeah. Great points.
All right. So your points were,
people don't fight.
People don't fight, which I countered with they don't have to. You felt like people weren't compatible, which I countered with people grow into different individuals as they get older. So, as always, we want to hear from you guys. Tell us what you think. Why do you think marriages are not lasting like they did in the old days? Right?
Yes.
Oh, and you have a new YouTube channel? Is that correct?
Yes, I do have a new YouTube channel. You can follow me. I talk about sports. I talk about things that's going on daily around the sports world, the community, as far as football, basketball, and baseball. All of that stuff, man. So to the women out there, tell your husbands to
Wow,
please.
how sexist. And that's why we leave, because we don't have to deal with stuff like that. We don't have to deal with stuff like that. Why do women? There are women who love sports.
It is. And the women that do love sports, please subscribe to FJ3000 and please pass the word on to your husband as well.
All right, guys, we will see you next time. This is your girl EJ.
And this your boy FJ.
And we just wanted to talk.
We just want to talk.
Peace.
Peace.